Well, hello folks, welcome back to the channel. I'm the Custard Prof and we're back here for our FM24 playthrough with Austria Vienna in the Austrian Bundesliga. Now, riddle me this, how are we £4.5 million better off after the transfer window, but all of our main players are still at the club? Have a think. Yeah folks, so the transfer window was interesting. It went into it and it looked incredibly bleak for us. And then at the end of the transfer window, it was much more positive than I could possibly have imagined, which is all good. We'll have a look at that in a second. We've played a few games in the league. Unfortunately, we have stopped winning, which is a little bit of a problem. And I've also figured out, with the help of a few comments, a couple of the mysteries that were going on with the club and the league. Let's get to that first of all. First mystery was, where has all the money come from? And I think after it being pointed out to me, I think I've figured it out. Basically, I didn't notice that the start date, because I just looked at the top one, of these two loans was summer last year, and that's where all the money came from. And that was a loan of, well, we got a lot of money out of that. What's this? Almost £40 million. So yeah, that's where that's come from. So we're paying quite a lot of money to pay all this back, but it did kind of reset the balance. This does mean, I think, that this projection here is completely erroneous, because it's basically of the opinion that we're going to be getting this money every year, which clearly we're not. So, not quite sure. It'd be interesting. Unless I'm missing something, I think we're going to be working our butt off to keep the finances relatively stable. Someone mentioned in the comments that actually the club in real life had to sell off their stadium to pay off the debts. So it's a real problem that they have. We're currently £1.5 million in debt, which is also fascinating because the money seems to be flying out of the club, even though we've reduced the wage budget, which is really quite interesting. The other mystery was the reduced amount of games in the league. So we only have games up until the end of March, and I just assumed it was a small league. But the ever faithful and knowledgeable old lady plays commented to say that actually this is like the Scottish League. So we get to the end of this, and it basically allows us to qualify either for the promotion or the champions version, top six, and the relegation one, bottom six. And you can see that here. Yeah, the championship group. So we get to choose or figure out where we are going to be in this. So there's a lot of European places, a couple of Champions League places, a Europa League place, actually 2 Europa League places and a Conference League place, plus one extra European place, which will go to, it's either one of these two. So there's still stuff to play for if you end up in the bottom places, either one of those or this one, which presumably will go down here. So that explains that. We've got more to go. This is what the league looks like now. So you can see we're now 2 points behind Salzburg. We've had a bit of a problem with Koita out injured. He's been struggling a little bit. But let's have a look at the form. You saw the game against Rapid, that 3-0 win. Well, we actually followed that up with a really good 2-0 win at home against Sturm Graz, Fischer and Potsman, and then an away 2-0 win against Wolfsberger, Koita and Gruber. It was all going very well. And here is where we had to play from the start without Koita. We put Asalani in and we just couldn't score the goal. We created chances, couldn't score. We brought him on sort of later on. He wasn't particularly fit and we just weren't able to get the goal. So that was frustrating. It was the first game, I think, what we've in a long time that we haven't scored a goal. And then we followed that up with a loss against Blau-Weiß Linz. Really frustrating opening goal. It was a massive deflection own goal off Ranfel. We got a lovely header from Plavetic, but they scored late on. We had our chances, we didn't take them, hit the post, but didn't make the most of it. And frustrating. And we were so much better as well in the second half, really pushing on. And it was against the run of play they scored. So it was a little bit frustrating that we ended up losing that. But it did mean that we're now 2 points behind Salzburg. Bit of a problem there. So let's have a look at the transfers. So minor transfer, Alexander Schmidt, the other striker. We let him go for £72,000 to Portuguese side MRT. Looks like he's doing all right there, but he just wasn't getting any form of games for us, so it made sense to get rid of him. And the other minor signing that we've made is this guy, Michael Priesinger, who looks like he could be a decent winger. He's got good quality. We signed him for 20 grand. I think it's a reasonable punt, that one. I think he could get quite good. He's got the pace. Got the passing, got the technique, and the crossing. Just needs to up that dribbling a little bit, and he'll be quite a solid winger. So we'll watch his development closely. But that's the only money that I've spent. However, the reason we have a bunch of money is because Huskovic has been bought by Manchester United, and I'll give you the full story because at the start of the transfer window things looked pretty dire. I couldn't see where we were going to get money from. We couldn't afford any players on loan or on free transfer, or anyone who was any good, and we just got the notes that Koita was going to be he was out injured, and then he was also going to be going to the African Cup of Nations. Not sure if he missed it because of his injury, but so I thought, well, how on earth are we going to score goals? Then I found out that Huskovic is actually a decent striker. Probably should have known this already. But towards the end of the transfer window, Man United came in with a bid for him, and they were offering not a huge amount of money, about $1 million, and not a huge amount extra beyond that. But we battled and managed to get them to sign him for his release fee, which was £4.3 million. But then they offered us a loan back for free. So we've got him until the end of the season, and he's going to have that extra boost of being a Man United player. So we'll look forward to seeing what that brings to Huskovic. I don't think we'll manage to get him next season, but it means we have balanced the books a little bit. And that did mean we were able to bring in, or use that money, well, we didn't actually use the money, but potentially use the money to bring in another player. As it turned out, some very careful scanning of players available brought up this young lad, Theo, who was at Real Madrid. And I felt that he could be the answer to the lack of bodies that we've got in our central midfield who are good. This guy is clearly quite good. He's young, just 21, but he's certainly got potential. And I asked Real Madrid about loaning him, and they said, you just take him off our hands for free. So we've got him without any wages at all. So in the end, I think, even though we've lost one of our really good players, well, we've got him straight back till the end of the season, and we've got this guy again till the end of the season. So I think we're in a slightly stronger place than we were, which is nice to think of, because I thought we were going to be in a terrible position. One slight fly in the ointment is James Holland, the Australian, is going to be heading back to Australia at the end of the season. He's 34, and has agreed a contract with, I think, Western City Wanderers. So he's going to be going back out there. So that's kind of where we are. Let's go and play Salzburg in the Cup. So we have Holland out on international duty. We've got Ranftel out, who is out for some time, injured, and Shaweri, who looks a very good player, but he has been out for the whole season, so he's no great loss. So the team we're going with, it's a little bit patchwork, but we have Fitz back. Koita is going to be playing up top, Garuba and Fitz left and right. Fischer and Kratzig are going to be in those advanced midfield positions, with Handel, he's being drafted in place of Holland in the deep line playmaker role, and Granoche, Plavetic, Martins and Potsman across the back line, Fruchtel in goal. And we have Huskovic and Theo, they're back in the side. They're going to be starting on the bench for this game. Okay, here we go. We start out. You can see the other game has got a goal, and this one's got a goal as well. Handel has got a very early goal, and he's playing in that midfield role that he's not familiar with, but he's got himself a headed goal from a corner from Grenache, and we go 1-0 up. And the goalkeeper there, Schlager, should have done better. Salzburg have been signing players for Pizarro. There was £2.2 million. That's what we're up against. But here we go. Potsman's done well. Picked it up. Jeff Fischer. Kraktig. Inside to Fitz. Nice little bit of play here. Martins. Back into Handel. Fischer. Lovely play. Jeff Fischer finds someone. He can't over the top. Fischer now into Koita. Beats his man. Oh, what a strike. What I don't understand is why was Koita, why can he play against his parent club? Why did they not have? They always have that clause where you can't play the player against their parent club. It's always there, but it's not for this one. Lovely little turn. And we go 2-0 against Koita, and terrible bit of goalkeeping. And we're less than 10 minutes in, and we are out of sight almost. Well, 30 minutes in, yet to see. This might be the first highlight for him. There's a lovely bit of play, and it's a fantastic turn and shot from the must be Danish Kjaergaard. We're back to 2-1. He gets the ball there. Must be some decent. Yeah, nice little run. Defender could have got closer. Martin. Right. Got the ball again. They've nicked the ball off Fitz. So maybe a chance to level things up within the first half, which would be frustrating. Can we win the ball off them? Pizarro. Doing well with the ball. Ulmar. Inside to Pizarro. Just holding the ball nicely, but we are quite good at nicking it. Oh, that's a lovely ball. This looks problematic. Oh, it's over the top. That's a dreadful header. We breathe again. Right, we get to half time, and interestingly, we look like we've got an injury for Fitz and Gruber, neither of which have played well. I think we will bring Huskovic on for the one who looks worst out there. Which is Fitz, and we'll see if Huskovic, now he's got his second wind, his Manchester United wind, see if we can use some of those skills, the £4.3 million worth of skill that had been bought off us. Well, we had a solid start, but we've not really seen much. Goalkeeper just about keeps that out. And Huskovic can't keep it in. Well, we're 54 minutes in. Right, so we brought Theo on. We've changed him to a deep line support. Kratzig looking a little bit on the tired side, but Gruber has headed it in, or chipped it in, but it's nowhere near. Nice plate from their goalkeeper and their back line. But they've not really had lots and lots of chances. So you can sort of feel like we're keeping them at arm's length, really, for the most of it. It's a lovely challenge there. Oh, that's unlucky. If they score from this, I'm going to be annoyed. We've cleared it, but not enough. Koita couldn't keep on to that. Oh, come on. We've got to do better than that. Offside? Must be offside. Although that right back looks suspiciously like he kept it on side. And it is back to 2-2 after such a strong start as well. Yeah. No, it was really well done. No one went with him on that side of the defence. That's frustrating. So we get into the end of getting to full time, and you can see very solid start from us, but we just didn't keep that going. And Salzburg came back into it, and certainly are looking the better side now. We're keeping things pretty much the same. I don't think we've got many options, certainly not left and right back. Maybe, well, Koita's now looking injured, so that's not great. Well, what do we do now? Huskovic can play up there, but I suppose Potsman can play there. Martins can play there. And Meisel can play there. There we go. And Grenache, who's looking knackered, we'll let him go back to a fullback, the Brazilian fullback, a little bit more defensive on that left side. But here's Theo. Not seen anything from him. It's an interesting little ball into Huskovic. Oh, Meisel, imagine if he'd scored. That would be unlikely. So Theo's taking the free kicks. Oh, I thought someone was getting their head to that. Plavetic into Huskovic. Just struggling to find that pass to get through them. Nicely done, Martins. It's Hans Gruber. Now it's the Brazilian having to run into the box. Oh, it's in! Huskovic leading the line, and we are back in front. Did you see that coming? Lucas Galviao, who's been itching for some more game time, and I've said, it's hard to get ahead of Grenache. He's a very good player, but when he does things like that, you have to, stand up and take notice, don't you? 3-2. So what are we doing here? 101 minutes in, and that is a absolute horrendous pass from Fruxall. We got away with it. Down the right side. Martins can look for a pass, I think, here. Oh, he's just lost it. Looks like we're struggling to make the right decisions now. Oh, it's just wide. Just wide. I think we go back to a balanced approach at this point. We've still got a whole half of football to play, and we look... Oh, it's in. It's in. Glock makes it 3-3, but we look like we're struggling now. All of a sudden, it seems like Salzburg have switched it on, and we don't have what it takes. We'll go back to positive, shall we? I don't think we've got... Have we got any more subs that we can make? I don't think so. Well, Asalani is going to come on for Potsman, who is knackered at right back. We're just basically trying to find anyone who's got some legs at the minute. Koita is off long ago. I just would be amazing to just get a victory here in this type of match against Salzburg. That's offside. Surely that's offside. Kanate was standing ahead of our defenders. Surely that's offside. Not even looking at it. Not even looking at it. I mean, unless this defender played him on, Plavetic, he looked way offside. Oh, well, in the end, folks, in the end, we got done. We had a couple of really nice spells in that match, but they just not enough, really, and lost 4-3. We just got tired, didn't we? Tired towards the end, and just ran out of players. But it is frustrating. I don't necessarily think we deserve the victory, but when you're in that position, you're 3-2 up in extra time, you think you've got every chance to go through. But Fitz is out, Koitz is out, neither of which is a bad injury. That's fine. So we'll have to lick our wounds there. And what I'll do, I think, is I'm going to come back for the final game of this part of the season. We'll see where we are at the end of the Klagenfurt game. We'll have to play Hartberg, Salzburg and Austria Lustenau, all of whom are top teams. So we might be in a slightly different position come that point. We're in a little bit of a poor run and need to put that right. No way. Anyway, folks, I hope you enjoyed that. Let me know what your thoughts on it. If you did, hit that like button, subscribe if you're new. See you next time. Bye-bye.